What's up, YouTube? My name is Marcus Reynal, and I'm not telling you what this video is about because you knew when you clicked on it. Anyways, let's get right into it. So, this video is about the 4th month in my music production Bachelor of Science program at Full Sail University. Let me tell you now, shit got real, okay? So it's my 4th month, but it's the 7th month in the program that I'm in. If you wanna know how that happened, you can watch it right here, and I'll explain how I transferred some credits in and that let me skip some classes. If you didn't know, this is a series where I'm chronicling my journey through my program, and you can catch up starting with this video. All right, cool. So now that we're caught up, let's go. This is the first class that I'm using my lunchbox in. So I got all of my gear. I got my computer, I got my equipment, I got some plugins, I got a whole bunch of new toys that I can play with because it's time to get into it. All the general ed classes are out of the way, and now it's time to get into the nitty-gritty. So this class was sequencing technology. It's supposed to teach me a combination of MIDI, oscillators, and synths, but mainly it's supposed to teach me how to use Logic Pro. So for me, I've never touched Logic Pro until this class, so I was super green. I've never even opened GarageBand, and I've had Macs and everything before. Me, I'm a Pro Tools guy for mixing, mastering, editing, and for everything that's not production. When it comes to production, I'm an FL guy through and through. I've been using it for over 10 years now, closer to 15. So I've had no need to go to Logic. Even when I switched over to Mac, I wasn't producing for a while, so I really wasn't missing FL. But then right when I got back into it, I think I tried out Reason for a bit. I did like it, but so I'm talking about shortly after that, they started beta testing FL for the Mac. So you know where I went. So no brainer. This class was hard and heavy quick. We had a bunch of reading material. I'm talking about a PDF that we were supposed to read that was probably about 90 pages thick. And I mean, a good chunk of that was supposed to be a week's worth of reading because we had a test that we were supposed to take, and our answers came from that, as well as some videos we were supposed to watch, some lectures we were supposed to attend, and some practical exercises we were supposed to do a lot. Now the class did start off, as all the others do. Professor introduces themselves, tells us what we can expect throughout the week, and things like that. The way the first week broke down, there was the lecture video, and then after that, there were a series of essentially instructional how to use Logic videos. And it showed us different aspects such as like saving, opening a project, or file operations. Some of them touched on shortcuts and things like that. Each one kind of had a topic, but it was all like, I just downloaded this and I don't know what I'm doing type videos. So that week I did pretty good. I ended up with like a 98 overall that week, and then we moved into the next week. So the second week was pretty similar to the first week. We had our lecture video. We had some more instructional Logic Pro videos. They got a little bit more in depth, touched more on actually working with audio and things like that. There was what was called a synthesis project, and essentially what we had to do is take one of the stock synths in Logic and manipulate it so that it sounded like instruments. We had to make, kick, snare, and a couple of other instruments. But we literally took a synth from a sine wave or a sawtooth wave or whatever you wanted to start with, and manipulated the envelope and added it and affected the other parameters to get the intended sound we were going for. And then there was the foreground post. So I didn't do it, but it wasn't intentional. I got so used to all my forum posts being due on Saturdays. Honestly, I don't remember when my earlier forum posts were due. I know now most of my forum posts are due on Thursdays. I think my first couple of classes, they were due on Saturdays. But this class, they were due on Wednesdays, and that shit kept fucking me up. So I would miss it, and that's why I got the 0. So this week, I averaged about a 72, but it was because of that forum post. The lowest grade I got on anything else was a 90. Week 3 was essentially identical to week 2. Lecture video, instructional videos, There was the forum post that I missed again. And then we got started on our final project. So it was broken down into 2 parts, this week and then next week. And what we did is we were given files in the project and we remixed the song. We also had a test to take this week. We had a test to take the second week too. I did do well on that test. The third week, my overall grade was a 63. That was in combination due to the 0 I got from the missing that forum post and also the horrible 30 that I got on my test. I think I pushed that to the wire, didn't study, didn't prep, tried to answer it off of common knowledge, which obviously I don't have, and I bombed the hell out of that test. So yeah, that wasn't too good of a week for me. And then week 4 was basically a copy of week 3. There was the lecture video, there was the instructional videos, there was the checkpoint, which I aced because I'm a very good oh shit guy, and I studied trying to bring my grade up, or at the minimum keep it from crashing. So I did very well on that one, and actually I scored a 95 on it. So yeah, that was the second half of our final project, which I finished at. And then there was another test. It's about alternate controllers, and an alternate controller is essentially a MIDI controller. So MIDI drums or a MIDI guitar or something like that. It's basically something that you can use to control your MIDI input data with. And it wasn't a test, it was a forum post. I actually did that one on time. Yeah. All in all, this was a very good week. It was super instructional, super in-depth, super intense. I definitely had to apply myself probably twice as much as any of my other classes. I wouldn't say it was difficult or hard. I had to apply myself and I had to be intentional. And you leave your pride at the door. I mean, unless you created the course, you know, you don't know everything. So take it with a grain of salt, skim through some stuff that you think you know, do some research, just be prepared. But it can be done. If you don't know anything, which I'm not a sound design guru, you know, I can do it. I can take an oscillator and make some sounds. You know, I can do things like that. I can work with synthesizers. I understand MIDI and things like that, but I'm not, you know, Marshmallow or, you know, one of those guys. And like I said, I never touched Logic Pro before this class. And my overall grade was an 84.5. So I came out with a B. And you gotta keep in mind, I had 2 zeros and a 30. And that is one thing about Full Sail, you gotta stay on top of your grade because you don't get a lot of graded assignments. Like I've literally had classes where I would have about 10 to 12 assignments, but only like 4 of them would be graded. So each one would be like 22, 23% of my overall grade. So if you bomb one, you're automatically getting a low B or a high C. So you gotta stay on top of it. I would definitely recommend this class, especially if you're interested in music production. I would recommend this class, period. It was a good class, and I would definitely use what I learned in this class going forward. I've definitely seen YouTubers and other musicians who are extremely interested in synth, especially like modular synths, where they literally have a whole wall decked out with synths. That stuff looks cool, but it also looks confusing as shit to me. But if that's something you're interested in, drop it in the comments and let me know. Explain it to me in layman's terms or something. Tell me about some of the equipment that you have. I'll go researching and things like that. But other than that, I'm Marcus Reynal. And again, if you want to know what this video is about, look below at the title. It'll tell you all about it. If you enjoyed what I had to say today, drop a like on the video and let me know. I don't want to be giving you guys this stuff if you're not interested in it. So let me know. Other than that, I'll see you next time.